YouTubers. This is Denver traffic. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm not saying it's not raining. I'm not saying you know, people shouldn't drive safe. What I'm saying is we're doing 15 miles an hour. And one of the main issues that we just passed was a police officer stopping people on the other side of the freeway, like clearing an accident on the other side of the freeway, on the southbound side of the freeway. So these folks going north are rubbernecking so bad that instead of a mass of cars moving at speed at one, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 2 merge lanes, we're looking at 6 lanes of vehicles, 6 lanes of traffic. And this woman in front of me is literally, she's yelling at nothing. She's yelling at her car, she's yelling into thin air, she's yelling at the guy in front of her. She's from Mississippi, okay? Look, I could keep talking. I could, but it's futile. I was born in the early 70s. I remember when people could drive. This is the result of 2 things: lack of education, meaning no one has the real confidence behind the wheel to actually drive at speed, because there's literally no reason that the same group of cars couldn't be moving, you know, whatever speed they're moving, as long as they're moving together. You know, laws of physics would dictate that there's not a problem. So, you know, past like friction on the road and stuff like that, getting into like, you know, here's what I'm getting at. Nobody like trusts anybody, right? Everybody's out to get each other. Everybody's like some kind of scam artist. We got people making accidents on purpose and filing claims. We got people like me whipping out their phones and fucking vlogging right while they're driving. That's not the point. Exactly, but what I'm getting at is even this right here is like evidence, essentially. Like something happens in front of me right now, something happens behind me. This accidental camera catches something. You know, suddenly I gotta like submit it to somebody. I'm like, this becomes important. This random video that means nothing could mean, you know, could catch a meteor shooting out of the sky. You know. These events, this thing that we're doing here, this society that we live in is dependent upon us all agreeing on certain things. And we have to agree that words mean certain things, and that, you know, speed limits matter. There used to be a minimum speed limit. You could literally get stopped for doing less than 45 miles an hour on the freeway. We're doing 20. Okay? I believe the damage to society, the dysfunction, the reason nobody can drive is evident because they're dependent. Literally, when nobody's beside you, you get to do 2 things. When no one's telling you what to do in your car, and you're subject to your own interpretation of reality in your car, 2 things happen. Number 1, you can become either as aggressive or as paranoid as you ever wanted to be, and then you can do this other thing where you can get in front of somebody and try to show them how to drive, and take out your passive aggressiveness or your interpretation of how somebody should be driving, you know, even behind you, for instance. And instead of focusing on the road in front of you, instead of paying attention to what is in front of you so that you can do 55 or 60 miles an hour and be aware of what's going on in front of you at speed and take in information at 60 miles an hour and make plans for what's coming up ahead of you, instead of doing that, you're looking in the rear view mirror, trying to figure out how to get me to drive better, or what I'm gonna do, or if I'm gonna rear end you. And I'm telling you what, if you would drive, if you'd pay attention to what's in front of your car, you'd probably worry less about what's behind your car. And all this shit, all these people that are so worried about what's gonna happen to them, or how fast they drive, or how fast they don't drive, I'm gonna fill you in with one more thing. Our freeway system is built and based upon the German freeway system. Essentially the Autobahn, right? The best road ever built, the best and safest road ever built, no speed limit needed because it's so safe. We took that design and we decided we'd Americanize it, take the best freeway ever built with no speed limit needed because it's so safe that as long as people know the rules of the road and use the road correctly, and we Americanized it by putting a speed limit on it to make it, what, extra safe. What does that mean? What happens then? That means that the one lane that's allowed to be used with no speed limit, so that your Lamborghini can top out at 240 miles an hour and you can enjoy your supercar on the Autobahn, that lane, that left lane, now becomes a parking lot. Because people want to prove a point and get in this lane and do the speed limit. And I'm telling you, the lane, the left lane, this lane, the one with the yellow line to the left of it, that's for motherfuckers who know how to drive. Get the fuck out of my way.